What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 37 of Let's Talk Nerdy Podcast. On this episode, we are talking Deadpool and Wolverine, Outbound, EA College 25, and No Rest for the Wicked.
You put the boom boom into my heart. You send my skull sky high when your loving starts.
I don't know this one. Dang it. Sorry. I don't know that one.
If I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer.
You are now tuned in to the Let's Talk Nerdy Podcast.
I love it when you talk nerdy to me.
That's my fault. That's a really hard lyric to try to sing. But that is "Wake Me Up Before You Go," a little Wham.
Oh, wake me up before you go.
You know
I didn't
the
know
song.
that one.
You know the
Yeah,
song.
I know that song. That's a
I
great
figured
song.
we're talking about Deadpool, so I couldn't not have a Wham reference in there, right?
Oh, that's true. I should have just kind of guessed it. Wham.
The dude loves Wham, and I
He
love
does
him
love
for it.
Wham. Yeah.
But what is up, man? What is up? How is the week? What's going on with you?
Let's see. How's the week? The week is good. I'm still playing Suicide Squad, even though I'm getting kind of repetitive, boring with it. But I'm in the process of starting my next game, but I gotta wait because I'm watching Dragon Ball, and I downloaded Dragon Ball Kakarot, and I don't want to, or Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, because I don't want to start it until I get at least like halfway through Dragon Ball Z of watching it, because I don't want to ruin the story for me, even though like I've seen it in the past, I don't remember everything. So that is on the docket of what I'm going to be playing next. But in the meantime, Suicide Squad is taking up my gaming life right now, and yeah.
Scale of 1 to 10, how bored are you of Suicide Squad right now?
I'm not really bored yet. I think it's because I'm starting to get higher where like trying to combine different like weapons and things like that to try to see what's going to get the most damage. But I'd give it like in terms of like 10 being pure boredom, I'd probably say like a 6. Like I'm getting there. Like I still turn it on. I'm having fun with it. But there are times I'm like, okay, I can only do this mission so many times. Let's go do something else. So, and you saw in the final boss, or the boss that you can keep replaying, it's so repetitive and such a bullet sponge. And like, even you saw that he froze. Like, Brainiac froze in the corner, and I was just blasting him, and it still was so much bullets and no damage, and it was over and over and over and over. So. But
I'm gonna throw Adam under the bus right now, and I think he's okay. He's gonna be okay with it. But Adam straight up cheesed this boss, and
100%.
It still took with the cheese like a good 25 minutes to beat this boss. It was crazy.
It was
I'm like, when is this
that.
guy gonna die?
Exactly. So, like, and it starts with you have to do the 2 like extra like missions. Like you have to do those missions within 30 minutes or you lose, and then so. It took me 18 minutes to do those first 2 missions, and then I think it was like 30 minutes afterwards when I was just shooting this guy over and over and over, and then he regenerates health every time he does his little, I regenerate using my Terminauts, and it's like, dude, like just die already. So, and I didn't get anything great of the loot. Like, I wanted good loot, and I didn't get any good loot. Like, come on. If I'm spending 30 minutes on one boss, doing it over and over, like, give me the best loot possible. But it doesn't.
I'm sorry, and I love you, buddy. I'm really, really sorry, but that was kind of my favorite part of the stream. Was you spent like 40 minutes fighting this boss, and then he finally gets him dead, and we're getting like these like it's looping through like the end game of stuff that you get, and I'm like, did we get anything good? And he's like, nah.
Yeah. And that's where I get disappointed in the game. I will say the developer or the editor or producer, the director of the game came out and said like, okay, we're going to change some things where it makes it a little bit more interesting to play, and don't worry, the Joker content's going to be coming soon, like keep an eye out for that. So like, and they're pretty transparent like what they need to fix, which is cool. Like that's good to see in a game. What I saw as well, which is not a good sign for the game dropped below 1,000 concurrent players. Yikes.
I think we talked about this, and we talked about this on the last last episode, I believe.
Yep.
But we talked about how that if you were kind of on the fence about this game, just wait a little while because we're pretty sure that this game is going to go on sale relatively soon. And I think we kind of hit the nail on the head right there because I'm pretty positive that as soon as it dipped below 1,000 players, they were thinking we got to drop the price on this. So,
Yep. And I think with that as well is my fear if it continues like this path and they bring the price down, we're going to have another Marvel's Avenger thing on our hands where it's going to go off the Steam store, go off the PlayStation store, and nobody will ever get to play it and they'll just shut it down, which is very sad because like I said, there's so much things that could go right for this game, but and at this point I don't think they have the strength to bring enough players to justify spending money on it going forward. I have a feeling once they go through the content that they have, like, because all this stuff is probably already built, you know what I mean, like season 1 it probably goes all the way to season 4, that's probably all built, but after that are they going to continue on? I don't know, but if they stay the course the way it's going, probably not, and that's sad.
it is sad. I want to be the eternal optimist here, but if you want my real honest opinion, I think this game is dead already. So
Yeah,
unfortunately,
unfortunately.
if you're on the fence, I would probably just let this one pass you by because there's no telling how much longer you're going to be able to play it for.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's we don't want to go into too far. We talked about it a lot last week. I have the review on it, so go ahead and check that out. If you want to check it out and make your decision for yourself. But Dave, what are you playing now? You playing anything? I know you've been busy with work and things, but
I've
tell
actually
me what
been
you've been playing.
super busy, so I haven't been playing very many games. But I'll tell you what, I'm still digging into Sekiro, and I wanted to get your opinion and your guys' opinion. I just really forgot how much I love Sekiro, and I actually am kind of good at the game. So I was curious to know, guys, let us know down in the comments if you would be interested in the next Let's Play series being Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, because I think it would be a good Let's Play series to kind of follow. So let me know. But other than that, I have not been playing too much. In fact, I have switched courses and I have gone to another medium. Adam, let me ask you a question real quick.
Okay,
Would you
answer real quick.
Would you consider us reporters?
I mean, we report on new games coming out in a way, yeah.
I think we kind of fit the bill as reporters. We like to delve into the world of video games and bring you guys the best knowledge that we can to let you guys know about upcoming and exciting new games. So I thought to myself, I should really embrace this reporter role, you know what I mean? And I should probably look at some new mediums that could help me along my journey. So I have actually switched to reading. I've been reading a book, and I just want to share with it because it's a great recommendation. And I have been reading. Let me off at the top by the one and only Mr. Ron Burgundy. And if you see right down here, this note right here, this is a self-proclaimed review that he wrote. One hell of a book. And I'm not going to lie, the man wrote one hell of a book. I have actually just finished what could be my favorite chapter in the book so far, 12 Steps on How to Survive a Prison Riot. And Adam, I don't know your plan for a prison riot, but I just want to throw out there that my plan for a prison riot was all wrong. And I just want to thank Mr. Ron Burgundy for correcting that for me, because I feel like now I have a plan in place that is going to get me through that prison riot much better.
Okay. So it's 12 steps.
12 steps. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna try to do this real fast, right off the brain, because I did not prepare anything for this, obviously. All right. Number one, I'm guessing I'm in my cell, right?
You are. Yes, you are. You
Okay.
start in your cell.
All right. Number one is I'm gonna stay in my cell.
You're going to stay in your cell?
To start, the only reason I'm gonna stay in my cell, let everybody go crazy. You know what I mean? And because I'm not a fighter, and so I'm gonna do my best to kind of hide in the shadows until I can either make my escape or just wait it out. So number one is I'm gonna wait in the cell until everybody kind of goes and does their thing, and then I'm gonna go somewhere where nobody else is, whether that's the weight room, is
That
you know what I mean? So that's my second step, to find a weapon. So probably, let's see, a weapon in a weight room, and I don't know what would be a good weapon there actually. I don't
well,
I don't want to go to the kitchen. I know a lot of people are gonna go to the kitchen for knives and forks and stuff, so that's a no-go.
yeah.
So
Actually, that is step number one, is to have a weapon already ready, because once the riot
yeah.
starts, people are going to get crazy, and you want to make
Yeah.
sure that you already have a weapon in hand. So he says at the very least that you need to have a zip gun or a carved wooden shiv at the ready. In a dire need, a broken glass covered soap ball will do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a lot of steps to come up with.
there's 12 invaluable steps
Okay.
in
Maybe
this book.
I'll just read his, and that will be my 12, because that's a lot to come up with right now. But I think number one for me is like, I'm just going to try to stay out of the way. Just let everybody do their thing, and like, don't give any grief, because I don't want to get shanked by a shiv. Like, I'm just going to say, they're like, hey, give me your toilet paper, dude, or your trading cards that we've had in our games. Take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to give everybody everything within reason. Like, if it
Within reason.
tugs at my heart, then there's some things I'm not going to say yes to, and we don't need to get into all that stuff.
Yeah. No, it's an invaluable lesson. And I do think my favorite is probably rule number 4, that says go naked, because you are less likely to get into a fight if you are naked. People are not going to want to touch you if you are declothed. So big fan of that. So thank you, Mr. Ron Burgundy. I'll be finishing this up, and as you guys will see, that my reporting skills will be top notch in just a little bit.
Perfect.
Also,
I love to hear it.
Also, we did talk about it a little bit, and we talked about how we were going to be getting back into the Twitch live streaming thing.
Yep.
And Adam has been streaming much more, so if you guys are not following him, please give him a follow, the Nerd Adam, over on Twitch. But I'm going to jump back into it a little bit, and as you know, Adam, because you've watched me for a little bit, I am a bit of a gimmick streamer. I'm not great at video games, not going to lie. Not a great video game player. So I am a bit of a gimmick guy. If you watch me, I do a lot of funny, quirky things. And I think I've added something to that. And what I've added so far is we have added these very super sour mega balls to my stream. Based on things that happen, raids and such, I will do something very, very disgusting and eat one of these balls. But I figured that Let's Talk Nerdy Podcast gets to see it first. So
here we go.
This will be the very first time that
we're changing our podcast to a reporting gimmick podcast. So
we are now a gimmicky podcast. Adam,
Okay, here we
please
go.
pick a color: red, orange, yellow, or green.
Ooh, green's the worst. I'll pick green.
Oh, you had to go green.
Yeah.
Green's all the way at the bottom.
Green's all the way at the bottom.
Okay, and I will be using my reporting skills to let you guys know exactly the level of disaster that is going on right now. So, Adam, one green mega sour, and I do have a cup just in case.
Okay, and now we're gonna do the show as normal. Okay. Oh wow, it's already started. He is. Wow.
Immediate.
Okay, now we gotta continue on the show as normal. Dave, are you ready?
That is an immediate 10.
Immediate 10. Okay, you ready to keep on moving? Yeah, he is struggling. He can continue.
That is an immediate 10.
Okay, so we know not to buy these sour gummy things. We are no longer a gimmick podcast.
That burned my mouth.
I'm sure it did. Yeah. And don't worry, we're going to take all the smacking out of the video in the posts.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. So, yeah.
All right, our first topic of the night.
Let's Talk Nerdy sees it first. Oh my God, that is horrific. I'm going to send you one of those. I'm not going to do it. Yeah, you got to do it. Yeah, you got to do it. Okay. All right.
Not on episode though.
Ladies and
I
gentlemen.
can't believe you did that.
First topic. My mouth is literally, it's like having acid in my mouth. It's disgusting.
Ouch. It's our first movie in a long time. We've kind of transitioned to more of just a video game podcast, which is okay.
We have,
These,
yeah.
and mostly because these big picture companies do not like us using their trailers, and they hit us with the copyright thing every time. But we will do it because Deadpool and Wolverine is a highly anticipated movie, and I'm excited. Dave, are you excited for Deadpool and Wolverine?
Like, general level of excitement is here. Go ahead and double that up.
Really?
I am through the roof excited for this.
I think part of it is because it's like, yes, it's Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it's also not, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And so we're going to pull up the trailer. If you haven't seen it already, Deadpool and Wolverine got their first teaser trailer as of the Super Bowl, I think is when it came out.
Super Bowl is the premiere, yes.
Yeah. So here it is, featuring Wade Wilson and a bunch of returning cast members. And it's just starting out, he looks happy. He's got Vanessa back. He's got a head of hair.
That is one head of hair, all right.
Yeah, right. And so he's celebrating his birthday, and then he's like, "What makes you happy?" And all of a sudden, the TVA shows up. So if you're just watching or listening on Spotify, the TVA is here and saying, "We got a problem," and he's like asking if that's supposed to scare him. And it doesn't scare him because he's been prodded before, he says, and then rips off his wig, and he is now with the TVA, and he just wakes up.
Yeah, so if you guys are just listening on the Spotify, I think there's a couple things that we need to talk about here. So like Adam said, it opened up with the birthday party, and you see a lot of returning people from Deadpool 2. And if you're a little bit lost, or maybe you forgot, the reason why all those people are still there is because at the end of Deadpool 2, if you remember, Deadpool uses Cable's time, as like time transformer thing to go back in time and save all the people that he loves, and right a few mistakes, which was really, really funny, where he kills his own character in the end of the Wolverine movie, where he looks horrible with his mouth like all duct taped shut, and then also kills the Ryan Reynolds version of himself before he does the Green Lantern, which I thought was really, really funny. But that's why all those people are back. And that's also why the TVA is at his door, because if you know anything about the comic books, the TVA is the Time Variance Authority, and basically what they're tasked with policing the multiverse and time travel and stuff like that. And it's very obvious that Wade Wilson has been manipulating time travel, going back, creating new timelines by saving all these people. So that is why he is in this position. And I think it's kind of a really cool premise for the movie. I'm super excited about it. I think it looks really, really good. We don't get a huge glimpse of Wolverine in the trailer, if you guys are just listening. So there's only that one scene at the very, very end where you see the back of Wolverine kind of pull the claws out in the shadows.
And there was a scene where he is in a suit that Ryan Reynolds is walking up, or Deadpool is walking up to him. So there's two glimpses of him. The first one, when he's in the suit, you don't get to see his front side either, and it's pretty quick. And like Dave said, Wolverine walks up to him in the end in his comic book-esque suit and getting ready to stab Deadpool, and kind of cuts to the end. So,
and honestly, like, I'm okay with that. I think just knowing that Wolverine is in the movie is enough for me. I don't really need to see a bunch of glimpses of Wolverine in the trailer. I think just knowing that Hugh Jackman's going to reprise the role, he's going to be a part of the movie. It's going to be Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. That's fine. I mean, keep all the cool Wolverine scenes for the movie. There's no need to spoil anything right now. We all know that he's going to be in the movie and it's going to be awesome. So I know some people were a little salty. They wanted to see a little bit more Wolverine, but I'm actually okay with the trailer. I mean, just save all the good stuff for the movie. That's fine.
Right. And there's going to be more trailers that release the closer it gets. But this is like their teaser trailer just to get people excited and to show that the movie is finally coming after the strike, the writer's strike. So that this movie's back in production, probably almost close to being done if it's coming out in July. And Dave, this is finally a movie of Marvel I'm excited for. The last three have been some pretty big flops. And this is supposed to be Marvel's only theatrical release of 2024. I know a lot got pushed back because of the strike, but I think that's a good sign, to be honest.
And I think it's kind of funny because if you look in, if you really dissect the trailer, there's that part. So basically, what happens is, we talked about it. The TVA kind of gets a hold of Deadpool, and basically, what they're going to do is they have told him that there's a universe out there that really needs his help. And they're showing clips on the TV of a bunch of the MCU movies. So there's a Thor in there. I forget what other movies.
Avengers.
Yeah, there's Avengers on there. And he says a very funny line where he says, "I am Marvel Jesus," and I think that it's a very funny line. It's a very Deadpool line, but I think it's almost kind of true because Marvel anticipation for Marvel movies is at an all-time low, and I think bringing Deadpool into this universe, he really is like the savior of Marvel and like bringing that hype back to the franchise. And I think
He's like the revival. Yeah, he's the revival of the franchise. And it's funny, it also says, so this movie's gonna be rated R, which was another big concern of people that Deadpool was coming to the Marvel Cinematic Universe once it was bought by Disney. And it was funny. I think he said, "Isn't this?" I can't remember the exact line, but it's like, "Isn't this like a little dark?" And then Deadpool says, "Not for Disney, it isn't," or something like that. So just saying that the movie's gonna be true to how Deadpool has been the last two movies, and I think that's a really good sign as well.
I think so. The scene in the trailer that you're talking about is when the TVA comes to get him, and they have the cattle prod. And I'm not going to say what he actually says because we will get flagged immediately. But he says, is that supposed to scare me? Blah 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 is nothing new for me, and alluding to the first movie where this kind of thing has already happened to him. But he breaks the fourth wall and looks right at the camera and says, "But it is new for Disney." Yeah, so I think it's kind of cool that obviously Disney's on board and has the final say, but they're letting the movie be what the movie needs to be, and I think that's kind of cool of them actually.
And so storyline wise, there's not much to go on like exactly what the movie's gonna be, but like the description on IMDb is the irresponsible hero Deadpool will change the history of the MCU with Wolverine. So, and I know like there's been leaks in about a bunch of different things. Like there's one where you can see the Fox logo like all destroyed. Do you think it's gonna be him going back and like destroying like past incantations of like, let's say, X-Men that wasn't very good, or things like that, or Fantastic Four?
I did a little bit of a deep dive, and I have some ideas. So basically, what I think is kind of going to happen is after the events of the second movie, he's kind of settled into this normal kind of mundane life, and you can see that where at the birthday party, it almost looks like he has like a car salesman kind of uniform on, and he's got his like name tag and stuff like that. So I think after the second movie, like he's really tried to settle into a normal life and not be this crime fighting, character, because he's seen that, this puts the people that he loves in danger. But you can tell that like there's something off. You know what I mean? He's kind of bored. He's kind of missing the Deadpool life. And when the TVA shows up and brings him back into that world, I think there's a level of excitement. There's a level of fear that you kind of see on him. And I do think that it's going to manipulate a very, very cool storyline. The thing that I don't think a lot of people are talking about though is that basically I think Deadpool 3 is going to be a little bit more focused on not pruning the Deadpool universe as we know it. I don't think it's going to be this complete like suck into the MCU universe where the Deadpool universe no longer exists, and I think that's going to play a bigger storyline than people are thinking, because I mean, if you really, really look at the first two movies, Wade Wilson has like one goal in mind, and it's always just making sure that Vanessa is safe. You know what I mean? And he's not going to want to let that universe where she exists and like their world together just dies. You know what I mean? Like, so I think he's going to be kind of implanted into the MCU, but still focused on maintaining his universe,
His life, yeah.
yeah, his life outside of the MCU, which I think is going to be a very kind of cool narrative. I think it's going to work in a very different way than people might expect.
So it's like he's a part of the MCU, but it's not like he's not taking over the MCU. You know what I mean? Like he's not going to be like ingrained into like, oh, the Avengers are like, you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. And I wonder, so you see that he's starting to fight the TVA. Maybe he's going against on what they want in terms of like, oh, you got to help us, but like your world or your life is kind of over as you know it. And then he's like, nope, I'm doing it my way, and it's this way, or I'm not doing it. And like they didn't like that, so maybe that's how, like you said, like that's how it's gonna go.
Yeah, and I think I don't want to spoil too much, and again, none of this has been confirmed, so it's that I don't really feel like we need to do a spoiler alert. This is honestly just what I think. But if you look at the trailer, you can see kind of in the beginning of the trailer, there's this back pan of this woman, and it's a bald headed woman, and I think that sets up to be the main protagonist. Or antagonist. I'm sorry. Yes, the main antagonist of the movie, which I believe is going to be Cassandra Nova. And if you know anything about Cassandra Nova, she is Professor X's evil twin sister, and I think that she's going to play the role of the bad guy here. And it's funny that you brought up him fighting the TVA, because I think what's going to happen in this movie is the TVA is going to come in, bring Wade Wilson into the MCU. I think the setup here is going to be that incantations of different heroes have been jumping multiverses into the MCU. And they want Wade Wilson to eliminate these versions of those heroes and get them back into the correct universe. But I think what's really, really going to happen is that you find out towards like the middle part, probably 2/3 of the movie in, you find out that the TVA is not really on Wade Wilson's side. And he figures out that they're just kind of manipulating him, and they're actually working with this main antagonist, Cassandra Nova, like almost like a double cross situation. So once he figures that out, he obviously switch gears and starts, taking on the TVA and stuff like that, because you can see in the trailer, the one glimpse that we really get of Wolverine is him fighting Deadpool in the void, right? So once he's fighting Deadpool in the void, it almost sets it up like they're gonna be enemies in this movie. But if you look at like some of the, images that have dropped, like promotional images of the movie, I don't know if you've seen it, but they have that one where it's like the friendship bracelets where it's the heart and the Deadpool logo and the Wolverine logo. I think at the end of the movie they're going to end up being friends, and it's going to be that situation where it's like, I thought like I was the TVA was like double crossing me. I thought I needed to eliminate you. Like we really need to work together on this for like the greater good. So I think that's going to be kind of like the plot of the movie.
Yeah, I think you're kind of hitting it right on what it's gonna be, and it's super exciting to see that they're getting to keep it like that. You know what I mean? Like it's I think this storyline of what they're gonna do is gonna be much better than what they have been recently. Like I think it's gonna be more in depth and gonna really stay true to what Deadpool has become, and I'm excited about it.
It should be really, really sweet, and I think it's going to be really, really cool. And I think that this movie is a lot more important than people think to the MCU, because if you guys know kind of like what happened, the X-Men franchise was actually owned by Fox Searchlight, and that's why the homage to the dead logo in the void is actually there. But Disney has since bought that property back. So this is the first real incantation of Marvel being able to reintroduce the X-Men into their world. And I think that this movie is going to be really, really important to set up future X-Men events inside the MCU. So I'm super excited for that too. And honestly, like, be on the lookout for more cameos. I mean, we're obviously gonna see, Wolverine as, look, we're gonna see Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, but I think we're gonna see a lot more of those, Fox heroes, the X-Men in the MCU, and I think it's gonna be really, really cool.
Yeah, there was some speculation of Toad. Like that's some speculation that he'll be in there. Sabretooth is another one. Elektra, I think, is going to be, or I don't know if she's even speculated. I think she's in it, I believe. Like that's not speculation. I think she's in the cast members.
I have heard rustlings of Kelsey Grammer's Beast and also Halle Berry's Storm which would be really, really cool if she came back to do Storm.
You know who I actually liked in as Sabretooth? I'm probably saying his name wrong, but it's the guy from X-Men Origins when it was when I'm gonna mess this up. Liev Schreiber?
Live Schreiber.
Something like that.
He
Dang,
was
I liked him.
He was Cotton Weary in Scream franchise.
Yeah, I liked
Yeah.
him in there.
Yeah, no, he was a good actor.
I guess his first name is Isaac. I had a quick Google here. Isaac Live Schreiber. Yeah.
We're
Whatever.
butchering that.
Yeah, butchering that. Let us know in the comments how we say that, because we obviously got that wrong. But I liked him as Sabretooth in that. I know like X-Men Origins wasn't the best movie, but I liked him in that movie.
Yeah. No, I think it's really, really good. I do think there's one thing that we have to talk about. Adam, do you know about the Secret Wars stuff?
No.
Really?
I haven't been paying attention as much, to be honest. Actually, after the last Ant-Man and the Wasp is when I kind of like, gotta quit watching a little bit. So,
can we pull up the trailer real quick?
Of the what?
The Deadpool trailer. Go to the very end where he's laying on the ground. If you look on the left side there's a comic book that is laying on the ground next to Wade Wilson. And if you zoom in on that comic book, you can see that comic book is actually Secret Wars #5, the Doctor Doom cover. And I think that is alluding to where we're going to go next. And I know there's been some rumblings about Marvel doing Secret Wars. They've been wanting to do it for a very, very long time. And I think that this is kind of confirmation that is actually indeed coming. And I'm super excited for it. Yeah, I think it's really, really cool.
Excited for it too.
Nice little Easter egg in the trailer there.
I like it. All right, Dave, before we move on, I have a secret game for you talking about Secret Wars. And I'm going to have you guess the Marvel characters based off of emojis.
Based off emojis?
All right, are you ready?
I am ready.
They're not too hard. I think you can get them. So let me share the screen, entire screen. Screen number 2. Boom.
Red Death?
No. Try again. You got this one.
Deadpool.
No. All right, Dave. It's Red Skull.
Oh, Red Skull. Oh no. I was thinking dead, and then like the suit was red. Oh no, this is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad.
I thought that was easy. I'm sorry.
This is gonna be bad. Adam. Fire? Fire
Nope.
Adam?
You had the first one, right? Adam Smasher.
Adam Smasher?
Yeah, that's the best I could do.
This is so hard.
You got this one.
Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Let's go. Moon Knight.
Boom. This one's a stretch.
Skate Devil.
What is skateboarding? It's kind of extreme sport, you know? It's daring.
Daredevil?
Yeah. That's the best I could do.
That one was tough.
Yeah.
Oh, Dr. Volcano?
No.
Doctor.
Kind of mentioned it with the Secret Wars.
Dr. Doom?
Yeah.
That's
no,
Dr. Doom.
Yeah, volcanoes are it's dooms. Okay. Maybe
This
these
is
sucked.
tough. Hawkeye.
There you go. Don't look at the flashlight at face value. What is another name for a flashlight?
Beam.
No.
Flashlight.
It's a human there.
Human Torch.
Yeah.
Panda Swimmer. No, I don't know.
Panda Pool.
Panda Pool. That's a good one. Yeah. No, Panda Pool. Bullseye.
Yeah. There you go. That's
That's so hard, bro. That is
that
so
was
hard.
rough. I'm sorry. Some of those were pretty bad. I don't know if we're gonna do that one again.
I appreciate you giving me hints. I appreciate the hints. We're
Yeah.
keeping that in. We're keeping that segment
Okay,
in. It's
keeping
all
it
right.
in.
Yeah, it's all right.
Alrighty.
All right, I'll own it.
All right, Dave,
I'll own it. I need
moving
to be
on.
better. I need to be better.
You do need to be better. How many did you get? I didn't even count how many you got right.
I think I
You
got like
got
5 and then probably like 7 with the hints.
you got Ghost Rider, Moon Knight, Hawkeye, and
Bullseye.
Bullseye. So that's 5.
Yeah.
5 true right,
Yeah.
and then the others.
50%.
Some of those are some of them are Like the Atom Smasher, that was the best I could do, and I was like, that's not really a common one. So
I was thinking like I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. That
I'm
was tough.
sorry.
That's
I'll
okay.
do better next time with my pictures too.
I need to be better. I need to be better.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring it next time. But anyway, Adam, as we talked about, Deadpool is now a Disney movie. Would have never thought I would have ever said that.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah. So we decided that we should probably do a draft of the best Disney movies of all time. Adam,
Flip
are
the
you
coin.
excited?
I'm excited. I have like so many ones on here. I'm like, oh, this is so good. This is so good. This is so good. So, did I win?
Enjoy your first pick.
Ooh, so it's kind of tough. My 1-2 is kind of very similar, or in terms of like what I like the most. But I'm gonna go with the movie that was made when I was born, or like the year I was born is when this movie came out, of 1994. So my first pick is The Lion King.
Let's go. Let's go. I still got my first pick. Okay.
Let's go.
With my very first pick, I will be taking another movie that was also created back in the day in the 90s when I was just a wee little lad. And I'm going to go with the one and only The Mighty Ducks.
Ooh,
Quack.
that was on my list.
Quack.
That's a good one. The Flying V.
Flying V, baby. Flying V.
That's a great one. Okay. My second pick is Aladdin. I loved Aladdin. That's such a good movie.
That's a good pick too. I had that on my list. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, since Adam took Aladdin, I'm going to go ahead and snag this one right now because I feel like it's not safe. And I'm going to go with The Jungle Book.
Yeah, that was not on my list only because I missed it. All of these were off my top of my head. Like I didn't look any of these up. So that one just didn't pop up, but that is a great pick.
I have still been singing the bare necessities since the bear draft.
Dun, dun.
Not gonna lie.
I won't keep going. All right, my third pick is Tarzan.
That's a good one too.
Yeah, the animated version of Tarzan.
That's a good one.
I loved it. Yeah.
No, that's great.
The soundtrack. Oh, Phil Collins. So
good. So
I
good.
can feel it coming in the air tonight. I love that one.
Do the hold on or I won't be able to finish this.
Hold on.
There you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Guys, coming up next on my list. You knew this one was coming, so I'm going to go ahead and just do it right now. We got to go the one and only Hocus Pocus. Got to do it.
Ooh, I like it.
I love me some Hocus Pocus. It could be one of my favorite Halloween movies to watch.
Really?
I would think I watch it every year. Yeah.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
That's a great one. It's underrated.
My fourth pick also had a great soundtrack, and that is Hercules.
That's a good one too.
I love Hercules. It seems like I went all animated with these, which I kind of did. So
you did. You went all animated. I feel like I didn't because the next one up on my list, with my fourth overall pick, I am going to take Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Ooh, wow. That's another great one.
I loved that movie when I was a kid, dude. Do you remember when they found the gigantic oatmeal cream pie? My God, my dream, dude. My dream.
Right? That'd be so cool. I love oatmeal cream pies. Okay, before I get distracted. Okay, my fifth pick is a newer movie, and I just loved it, and I don't know why. Might get some slack for this one. But my fifth pick, or no, fourth. Fifth. Yeah, it is my fifth. My fifth pick is Moana.
That's a good one, too.
I loved Moana. Again, the soundtrack on that one was really good, and I like a lot of the stuff that The Rock is in. I think he's really good at a lot of things. Not super excited about it turning into live action, but other than that, I love Moana.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's a good pick. Okay, and with the very last pick in the draft, I am going to go somewhere kind of weird, but that's going to be okay. I am going to take the one and only Fantasia because I just remember seeing that movie as a kid and just being like, this is incredibly different than any Disney movie I've ever seen before. So thought it would be good to put it on the list.
I like that. I like that one. That's a good pick.
Thank you.
Some honorable mentions here. Lilo and Stitch. That could have been on the list. Such a great movie.
Great movie.
Treasure Planet. I wanted to bring Treasure Planet up a lot higher, but I just like I couldn't do it because I loved a lot of the other movies. Holes is another great movie.
Great movie. Yeah.
One that you probably thought was going to be on my list is Cars, but that was on our Pixar list, so I decided not to bring it in.
I was kind of surprised that wasn't
Yeah.
on your list.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
And then the first movie I ever cried in, like that I remember, Bridge to Terabithia. One of the saddest movies I've ever watched in my life.
You remember crying to that?
Oh, 100%. I was home alone. I never watched the movie, and I watched it by myself. And I was in middle school, and like I promise you, this is the first movie I've ever cried in. It was Bridge to Terabithia. When he goes to the little art show with his teacher, and then he comes back, and his best friend is dead. Like, come on, she drowns in a flooded like creek. Oh my goodness. Sorry to bring down the mood, but that was like the saddest movie I think I've ever seen.
Really brought it.
I did. Bring it back, Dave. Bring it back.
Okay.
Bring it back.
All right. I'm gonna move past that, and I'm gonna a couple of honorable mentions on my end. We got Peter Pan. Love me some Peter Pan.
Wow, yeah. Nobody didn't say that one.
Sword in the Stone. Love the Sword in the Stone from the 60s. A little Merlin, a little, love that one. And we're going to go with also Homeward Bound. I also really love Homeward Bound. Chance is the man. Michael J. Fox. Love you, buddy.
You know what's another really good one I didn't know it was Disney until I did like some of my research on it. Coach Carter. Did you know that was a Disney movie?
That was a Disney movie. I
had no idea.
Yeah.
That's such a great movie, but that's a great sports movie. But good draft, though.
I do digress. I think I won that one.
I think you did.
Just let me, guys.
No, I really do. I think you do. I think
Put in the comments I won one, please.
I think putting Moana in there kind of made mine not as good, if that makes sense. Newer fans, I think, will be happy that I put Moana in there.
I think newer
older fans.
Yeah, I think newer fans will appreciate your list, and I think older fans will appreciate my list.
So on that note,
something for everybody.
Let us know in the comments what are your top 5 Disney movies of all time. And now we're going to move on to our first game of the night, and that is Outbound. Dave, what do you think?
Adam, take it away.
Okay, this is a very, very simple game. Let's just go ahead and pull up the trailer. Essentially, it is a game. It's like a survival game, but not really. It's more of an adventure game where you craft things, and you are giving an RV. They call it an RV, which is really just a Volkswagen van.
Yep.
And you get to upgrade it, and the world is a very cartoonish, like arcadey looking like world, and I think that looks nice. It's got a very pleasant feel to it. It's gonna have some crafting, and essentially, really all this game is you're just trying to build out your RV into a drivable home, essentially, and you can like craft different modules to make it bigger. You can make it a nice cozy house. You grow different things. You drive it around to different locations, and really, this game isn't much of anything, to be honest, in my opinion. But it just has a cozy feel to it, and I think that's why I was so intrigued, if that makes sense. And like right now, if you're just listening on Spotify, like you could see the end result was just a car or a van just full of different things that there's no way you could drive, but just in the video game world, you'll be able to drive it. And I think that is why I was intrigued by this game. Dave, I didn't think you were going to be super excited about this one, but I just like the cozy feel of it.
I actually am kind of excited for this one. I think it's kind of cool, actually. So, guys, yeah, if you guys are just listening, what we saw in the trailer, and I think this is kind of like a relatable subject for a lot of people. The trailer kind of opens up with your character, and you're sitting in a cubicle, in this like 9 to 5 grind, and you can see the moment where he's just like fed up. He's just fed up with that lifestyle, right? He's fed up with the 9 to 5 grind, gets up from the desk and just calls it. And it's like, it's just, I'm going to just grab my RV, hit the open road, and just go wherever life may take me. And I think that's kind of like a really cool concept. And I think this is going to be one of those games where it's going to be fun, it's gonna be interesting, it's gonna have a lot of stuff to do. But we talk about this all the time. Sometimes I just like to play a game that's kind of relaxing and chill And I think that this is going to be that game because if you really dissect the trailer and kind of look at everything that you can do, you're making modifications to your RV, but you're making modifications that are like, it's not like you're just changing rims to make it look cooler. You know what I mean? Like you're putting a deck up on top so that you can start harvesting plants. Like it's very much more of a survival game than like a car, like a traveling car customization game, which I think a couple people might think that that's probably the direction that this game is going in, and it's not. It's a survival travel game, and I think it looks really really cool. They tout that you can, travel at your own pace, you can do things at your own leisure. It's not so much a craziness is going to happen 100% of the time. It's just absolute craziness. This is a very cool chill game that I think you can just sit down and play when you want to relax, take a load off. And I think aesthetically, I think it's a really cool idea. Design wise, I do love the design work. It does look a lot like a cartoon, like you said. And yeah, I think this one's going to surprise some people. I think it's going to be better than advertised.
And I completely agree with you. And so kind of going into like the gameplay a little bit, like Dave said, you'll get to explore at your own pace, which is, I think that's so good with these kinds of games. Like I know there's a lot of times where like these survival games, like you have to keep grinding to keep up with everybody else. You have to keep grinding or you like lose out on a whole bunch of things. And the way this game is going to be, you're not going to have to worry about that. Like if it's a game you want to pick up for a couple hours, like you'll be able to do that. And then the camper itself, they'll have modular parts where you can build on top and in it, like you saw in the trailer. And essentially, to keep your RV moving or your camper moving, is you have to source the energy. So you'll have wind, which is like you saw the wind turbines, water, or solar panels. So like those are the three ways you can get your car to move. It's going to be completely customizable in terms of like you'll be able to have plants, furniture. And then with that, you'll be able to automate your production too. So like when you need food, you can like it's going to be automated the way you set up your RV or your camper. And so that's kind of cool. And the reason why that's important, like I said, you have to be able to move your vehicle, but also like you'll have to grow materials to eat and things like that. And you'll be able to upgrade your stations as well to make more complex parts. So I just think it's really cool. The world will have a lot of variety in terms, or it's supposed to have variety in the biomes and the resources. In the description that they have on Steam, you also have secrets to uncover. So I think it's not gonna be a story game, but there's gonna be things that like may have a little bit of like, oh, that's why this does that, or this is, what I mean, like might have a little like lore to it, but nothing crazy.
I think at face value, it's probably not a concept like you said that's going to have a ridiculous storyline, but I don't think it's a game that needs to have a ridiculous storyline. And it's a lot like it's almost like you're taking this idea of just kind of being done with the mundane 9 to 5 and like applying it to your gaming experience as well. I mean, this is a game about a guy that's just kind of done with it all and decides to go out on his own and do his own thing completely away from other people and like the norms of society. And I think that's exactly what this game is going to be for the player as well. I mean, this is going to be a situation where if you just want to get away from everything, and I'm talking like the craziness of playing a normal video game, this is your game to escape from that, where you can just kind of go into your own world, a lot like this guy just went into his own world. You can do that. You can kind of live this self experience that this character is having at the same time while you're playing it. And I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm doing it justice, but I think like hopefully you guys understand the concept of what I'm trying to say there.
Right. And so kind of going off that, like before our son was born, even like after he was born, we're like, you know what, Bailey? Let's just live on the road and like let's do this, like buy like a van and turn it into an RV. And like and to have a game where I kind of can do that because I can't do that. As my career will not allow me to do that whatsoever. I cannot work from home with my career unless I completely change careers. But aside from that point, it's like we thought about doing this, but now that there's a game that I can do that, maybe that'll pick up that void of like I want to travel like this, have my own RV. But I think it's really neat. It's a small developer called Square Glade Games, which again we love the small developers because they put out stuff that they're interested in and things like that. It's actually a Dutch developer, and they've developed another kind of. I don't know if it's open world. I just quickly glanced at it. It was Wild West World Builder, and it kind of had the same art style to it, and it looks fun. So, there's no release date on it because it's still like in a Kickstarter phase. So if you want to help them like keep moving, that's a way to do it.
I do think it's going to be really, really cool. I think it's a good idea. I think it's something that hasn't been done before. And like we said, we do love small developers. So I mean, these guys are just putting out a game that they love. And I implore you, if you're just listening and you didn't get to see the trailer, during our little spiel on it there, jump over to YouTube and check out the trailer because the art style is really, really, really cool. It's very pretty. It's very vibrant, bright, lush colors that just make you feel good. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. It's just
I agree with you.
It's a nice
It's a feel good game.
It's a feel good game. It's a nice color palette that makes you feel happy. And I think this game is going to be something better than expected. And wishing the guys all the luck that they get this through the Kickstarter.
You know how you said it's not a game that you've seen before?
Yeah.
I think it kind of is. It's a happy version of Pacific Drive.
That's a good, yeah, okay.
Yeah. I think it's
Yeah.
a happy and chill, bright version of Pacific Drive.
It's Pacific
honest.
Drive that you're not fighting for your life.
Exactly.
Well done. Well done, guys.
That was my comparison to it. I thought that was like, oh, it's a happy version of Pacific Drive. But, like I said, it's no announcement date or no officially announced date. However, if you want to try to get on their mailing list to get a closed beta invite, they do have a link that you can do, which we'll leave that link down below. And yeah, you can join their mailing list and you may get a closed beta invite. So that'd be kind of cool.
That would be sweet. Yeah, no, I'm super excited for it. I know you probably thought that I wasn't going to be, but yeah, I actually am really excited for it. It looks great. Wishing you guys all the best on getting this through the Kickstarter. Guys, we'll link down below. Give them some support if you can, and if it's a game that it looks interested in playing. But yeah, looks really, really awesome. Congratulations, guys. I'm wishing you guys all the best from the Let's Talk Nerdy podcast.
Exactly. Well, Dave, this feel and like getting away from that 9-to-5 job, going on these vacation things like that, right? So let's do a draft of the bucket list locations that you want to travel to.
I'm so excited for this list.
Yeah.
I don't know how you felt when you made this. Like when you made your list, were you like excited that you have like, you set like goals to go to these places, or were you sad that you haven't been to all of these places yet? Because there was like a 50-50 when I was making my list of like, oh, I can't wait to do this. And then it was also like, why haven't I done more of this?
Right. So as I was doing my list, I was like clicking in. I was like, oh, that's really cool about this location. And wow, like I would love to do this there. And then Clark came in and like that, like imagination, like him whining. It's like, oh, all right, well, let's go back to reality a little bit. Not saying like, yeah, but it was so funny. I was like engulfed in it a little bit, looking into like these places. Like, wow, I really do want to go here. Or there's some I was like, you know what? I don't really want to go here as much as I thought. As I was clicking into these destination things like that. But I'm pretty excited about some of these. Go ahead and flip the coin, Dave.
All right, let's do this. I got my first pick. Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Okay, guys. And guys, I just want to throw out there that this list is this is a list that we have created. By no means is like the top tourist attractions of the world, or this is just merely places that we want to go to. So take this one with a grain of salt. If you guys are looking for vacation ideas, again, full disclosure, this is not the top destinations in the world according to like travel blog or what. This is just where Dave and Adam want to go. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So first up on my list, I am going to take the one and only Fairbanks, Alaska. And I know that it seems like a very weird place to go, but Alaska is absolutely beautiful. And for the majority of my life, I have always wanted to stand under the night sky in Alaska and check out the northern lights. And so that is my number one place that I want to go. I just want to be standing there and look at the Aurora Borealis in all of its glory. It it looks amazing. So that's where
I
I'm
like
going.
that one. That is a great pick. It was on my list. Not my number one, but it's on my list. Okay, my first pick is Glacier National Park. It would be so cool to go out there. So
Mm.
in the Montana region, I had no idea what that was until my friend showed me what it was, and I was like, why have I never wanted to go here? So Glacier National Park is where I want to go.
That's a great pick. That's a great pick.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up on my list, I'm going to butcher this name, and I am so sorry. But number 2 pick for me, I'm going to go to Ko Phi Phi Lee, which is an island in Thailand. And if you know anything about that specific island, that is where they filmed the movie The Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio. And if you've never seen that movie, I implore you to watch that movie because it's a fantastic movie. But the main setting of the movie is indeed a beach. And what this is there is a very specific rock formation that comes up almost like a mountain, right? And there's a space in between in which there's an inlet. And inside of here is this like hidden secret beach where people leave their much like the game we just talked about, they leave their 9 to 5s, they travel to Thailand, and they live in this community on this beach, and it is the most beautiful place that I have ever seen. It's basically a cove, and the rocks kind of go around like this, and you have a beach that kind of goes in here, and in the middle is just the bluest, crispest, freshest water that you can ever imagine, and it just looks absolutely picturesque. I thought it wasn't even a real place, but then when I found out it was
so
a
cool.
real place, I'm just like, I have to go there. So yeah, that's number 2 on my list.
That's a great pick. Great pick. My number 2 is the Swiss Alps.
Oh, that's a good one too.
I used to be somebody that was obsessed with the beach. Like I always wanted to go to these like very, like you said, picturesque like beaches and like crystal clear water. But ever since going to the Adirondacks in New York, like there's something so like powerful of seeing how big these mountains are. Like
Yeah.
oceans are really cool and they're really deep and like nobody's like explored the bottom of it. But like when you're just going to the beach, you get about 10 feet. That's about as deep as you can go and as deep as you can see. But like something about the mountains, you can see the top and just the climb is so cool to me. And so that's why like seeing the Swiss Alps would be very high on my list.
That's an amazing pick. That's an amazing pick. And I totally agree with you there. Okay. Next up on my list, I'm going to go to a different type of vibe. And I'm going to go with Machu Picchu in Peru. Do you know anything about Machu Picchu?
A little bit.
Machu Picchu in Peru is where the famous Inca ruins are. And if you've ever seen that before, it looks absolutely incredible. The setting is kind of like up on top of this mountain-esque kind of looking thing. And it's like a very, there's like plateaus of like farming land, and you get to see how this like ancient civilization kind of built everything together, and it's all there and just all preserved, and it looks so cool. I would love to just see it and just see what life was like for them.
That would be so cool.
Yeah.
That would be really cool. Okay. My third pick. I know I just said that I'm not obsessed with the beaches anymore, but I would love to go to the Galapagos Islands as my third pick.
That's
so my
a good
third
pick.
pick is the Galapagos Islands because I want to see the turtles, the big old sea turtles. There's tons of sea turtles there, and I think that'd be really cool to see all them. So the Galapagos Islands.
That is a great pick. That is a great pick. Okay. Number 4 on my list is going to be short and sweet. But as you know, I am a bit of a golfer. Maybe people don't know that. I'm a bit of a golfer. So next up on my list, I'm going to take Augusta, Georgia. And for one reason and one reason only, I want to play Augusta National, where they hold the Masters tournament every year. It looks absolutely fantastic. I think the greens fee is probably like $1,200 or so to get on there and play it. So it's... yeah, it's a bucket list item, but I would love to do it.
That's a good one. That's a great one. I kind of hung up my clubs, so golf is not on my list, unfortunately.
Lies and propaganda.
Okay, I'm supposed to golf in Florida, but whatever. My fourth pick is the Redwoods Forest in California.
That's
You
a
know,
good
where
one.
Endor, of Star Wars. I think just the pure like majestic like power behind how big these trees are would be so cool to see. Like big things are like I don't know, when something's huge like that, it's so cool to me.
There's some trees there that like they've tunneled through so that
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
like you have to drive through them because the road goes through the tree. That's how big that is. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's so cool, and
That's
that's where I'd love to see that. Again, one of my friends like he would love to go there too, and so like that's definitely a bucket list item for us.
that's a solid pick. That is a
Yeah.
solid pick. Okay. And to round out my portion of the draft, with my very last pick, I am going to go to the Great White North in Alberta, Canada, and I would love to go see Lake Louise. And if you guys don't know anything about Lake Louise, it is a very picturesque spot and one of the favorite spots of one of my favorite creators of all time, Peter McKinnon. And
Yeah.
if it wasn't for that man, I would probably not be sitting here in front of you guys doing the show with my good buddy.
Mhm.
I real quick, you guys know I have a little bit of anxiety issues, so it's really hard for me to get in front of a camera. But I found Peter McKinnon's videos, and I was like, I can do this. And because of him, I picked up a camera, learned some stuff, got me on Twitch, got me on photography, got me the job that I have now, and got me to where I'm able to do this show with my best buddy. So. Lake
Woo!
Louise,
Yeah.
thank you, Peter McKinnon. On the off chance that you ever see this, I would love to go see Lake Louise because you make it look amazing.
Honestly, as soon as you said Lake Louise, I was like, oh, Peter McKinnon. Like I
Yup.
knew what you were talking about because I love him too. Like he's such a good dude. But all right, my fifth pick is a city. I would love to go to Rome. I think that'd be really cool to see a lot of the things there, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, the Great Colosseum, all that stuff, and I would love to go there.
I have Rome on my list because I want to see the Colosseum. Are you not
Yeah.
entertained? Is that why you're
Exactly.
here?
Yeah. Yeah. I would love to go there. Again, we had a trip planned there and then things changed when a little toddler is born or a little baby. So that was on our list. We had plans to try to go there and then come maybe in the future. Soon in the future.
Maybe in the future.
Yeah.
Little man.
a lot of these.
Little, yeah. I mean, just let him get a little bit older. Just
Yeah,
a little bit
exactly.
older. Yeah, no, he'll be
Yeah.
better. But yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So that's
Good
our
stuff.
list.
Those are great lists. We should combine
Mhm.
lists and try to knock them all off together.
We can do it.
That would be fun.
We're gonna use your salary to do it.
I got a credit card with a decent limit.
No, okay, we'll find a final destination. We'll max out your credit card and then just like never come back. But remember, you have to bring 3 of us together. I can't just leave my wife and child. So
All right, I'm gonna request a credit line increase, and then
Okay.
then we'll get back on. We'll get this all planned out. It's gonna be great.
perfect.
Yep.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, let us know in the comments what are your top 5 locations or bucket list locations that you would love to go to, or some that you've been to. We'd love to hear it in the comments.
Yeah, let us know.
Dave,
Let us know. Go ahead.
moving on.
Yeah, go ahead. Do it. Do it.
EA College Football 25.
When's the,
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
when's the last time I crapped on a game? Has it been a while? It's been a while, right?
It's been a while. You're gonna
it's
crap
been-
on it?
It's been a couple episodes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this game sucks.
Crap time. Oh, right off the bat, this game sucks. The game's not even out yet. No gameplay has been shown. But for those that don't know, EA have finally shown a teaser trailer of college football. The last one was 2014 was their last game of the NCAA college series. And now we have the announcement of college football 25 with the release of this summer and a full showcase of it in May. So let's pull up the trailer. There's not much to see here except for a dude talking about that the game is coming and a couple renders of things that they're working on. So here it is.
So I'm glad you brought that up. Let's talk a couple things here. So why have they not? Why is this a big deal? This is indeed a big deal because they have not put out a college football game in 10 almost 10 plus years. And the reason why they stopped putting the game out in 2014 was because a player named Ed O'Bannon filed an antitrust class action lawsuit against EA for using his likeness in the game without his permission, without giving him any type of monetary gain for using his likeness. So,
Mhm.
what happened with that lawsuit is EA agreed to pay $40 million to the players that appeared in the game. And that's spread
Yeah.
across all of the players in the game. That's
Yeah.
not $40 million each. They just decided on $40 million class action lawsuit, which was going to be divided amongst all of the players in the game. And that honestly would have worked. But the reason why it didn't work is because once that lawsuit of $40 million was agreed upon, the NCAA itself stepped in and they were very unhappy because at that time they forbid college players to make money
Mhm.
on the game. So that's where that sticky situation kind of came into, where the players filed the lawsuit. But the players, even though EA wanted to pay the players, were not able to get paid because of the NCAA. So because all of that happened, EA just scrapped the entire project, and we have not seen an NCAA football game since. And I think it's kind of cool that right now we are able to do this because with the new player agreement, players are able to get paid for their likenesses. So that is why we are getting the game right now. And I think that's really, really cool because I think I get it. You're in college and stuff like that, and they don't want anything to kind of taint the sanctity of the game. But I do agree with the players here. Like, if they're using your likeness in the game, right, you should get paid for that. Do you think?
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think you should get paid for that. So I think it's kind of cool that we're in a point where these players can get paid and they can put this game out because there's a lot of people that are really anticipating this game. Um, but after that, um, that's where it all goes downhill for me. So if you want to say things that you love about this game, go ahead and do that because right now is the part where I'm going to flip the coin and just start bashing this game relentlessly.
Uh-oh. Okay, Dave. And kind of going off that, like the NIL deals and stuff like that. So they actually got sued again because they were only going to play players that wanted to opt in $500 and no royalties. And I can't remember the name of the company that sued them, saying it was just way under market value. And so they settled on something again, but I don't think it was public knowledge on what they settled on for these players. But um, so yeah, they have come to an agreement where they will get to use their likeness.
No, I mean, just they have not. So the option is available, but that's one of the things that we're going to talk about here is that has not been agreed upon yet. So the
Gotcha. Okay.
option is available to them, but has not been agreed upon.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. Okay. I gotcha. Well, okay. I'm not gonna, since I don't know much about what the game's gonna be and what it's gonna feel like. This is more like a wish list, I guess, of what I want the game to turn into. Number one thing is that I don't want it to feel like Madden at all. And I know. So what like the developers come out and said is it's supposed to feel completely different than Madden. And in one way that I'm thinking that it's supposed to is it's two completely different teams. Like two different teams are working on Madden and one is working on EA college football. I know they're using the same engine, but they say they're getting to use like more of the capabilities and really change it to fit this style that they're going for with EA college. But that's not to say that it won't have a lot of characteristics of Madden. And like as you know, like Dave and I have crapped on the newer Maddens quite a bit recently, and I just really don't want it to feel like that. But I also, and I know these are some confirmed modes that they're gonna have in it. And the number one mode that I'm excited about is Road to Glory, when you get to play as a player and bring a crappy team all the way to glory to the national championship, breaking school records and things like that. Like that's cool to me. Um, a mascot mode would be really cool if they bring that back, where you can play each team as the mascots. Um, and I think that would be really cool. Like those are the wish list things for me, and I know that they'll have a lot of those things, but I just don't want it to feel like a pay to win ultimate team because that's going to be in there. Um, I don't want to become a rinse and repeat like they have with Madden. So that's kind of my wish list with the game, Dave. Let's hear your bashing. I'm ready for it.
Again, none of this has been confirmed, and I would love to see some gameplay. I think once we see some gameplay, we'll get a better kind of understanding of this here. But I will say that this game right now is already facing a lot of uphill battles. So number one, the NCAA itself is not endorsing this game, and that's why the name change has gone from NCAA football to EA's College Football 25. And I think that's a bigger deal than people are leading on, because if you're looking at the licensing of the NCAA, I think it's going to change a lot of things that people are expecting. So you talked a lot about going to the national championship, right? The national championship and the trophy and all of that stuff and the whole idea behind that is under control of the NCAA. So they're going to have to figure out a different way for you to quote unquote win the championship than what's traditional. Like, people are going to be expecting like the names of these college bowls to be specific things. They're going to expect the trophies to look a certain way. Um, you know what I mean? Like, it's they're not gonna have the ability to do that stuff. Like, you're not gonna get like a Heisman Trophy winner. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna get a lot of the things that think people are expecting, because the NCAA is not a part of this game, and they have to not use the likenesses of those things or the formats of certain things. Or else they're going to get sued by the NCAA. So I think right then and there, you're going to get a lot of things that are not exactly correct when it comes to the college landscape and college format, and I think that's going to upset some people. Number two, you touched on the. Oh, did
I was just gonna say, I wonder if that's not that big of a deal, only because like EA, like FIFA, you know what I mean? They switched over to soccer. You know what I mean? Like EA FC. I don't know the actual name because I don't play FIFA or the new version of FIFA. But from what my friends that play it, they say it's actually been better now that it's not sanctioned by FIFA. But I could be wrong. Like, I know, like, those are two people. I don't know what the majority of fans think.
I mean, I could be wrong too, but I just think they're not going to be able to do certain things that like a college football fan who actually watches college football and follows the journey throughout the entire season is going to be expecting. You know, we're talking a lot about like Heisman voting and stuff like that. I think those aspects of the game are going to be kind of, they're not going to be there because they can't do it, because they don't have the backing of the NCAA. So I think they're going to be missing out on a couple key things there. But I mean, only time will tell. I mean, I could be wrong too, so we'll see. But my gut says that it's just not going to have as many aspects as like some people would want it to have.
I think, honestly, I don't know how much, like, the exact replica of the trophy matters, if that makes sense. Because, like, to me, like, as a player, I would just be excited to play as my favorite college team. And yeah, like, I want to win the national championship. But okay, let's say it's the college championship. Like, that's all it's called. Like, I'll be cool with that because I got to play as the Florida Gators. And you know what I mean? Like, I think that's where I'd be like fine with it. And Heisman, they can come up with like most valuable player of the year or something like that. Or you know what I mean? Like, they'll be able to change it that way. And I don't know if all that really matters. But I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. So
It's probably not going to matter to anybody, but I do think that there's going to be a select kind of audience that's a little upset that portion of the game is not there. And then also you talked about it. Like, I know they said they want to make this feel different from Madden, but they're using the Madden engine to make this game. I don't know how much different they can make it using the same engine. I mean, how much different could you possibly make it?
I have no idea. I'm not a game developer. I don't know all this stuff to know what they could do different. I mean, like, you could say like a lot of games use Unreal Engine 5 and a lot of games feel different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the engine is the core mechanics of like how the game actually functions, right? And it has a lot to do with like the pacing and the timing and button responsiveness and you know how it's like, okay, you want to make it feel different from Madden, but you're using the Madden engine. So like, what does that mean? Does that mean like you're gonna put in some different plays that aren't in Madden. You're gonna put in different playbooks. Like you're gonna change some of like the catch animations, tackle animations. Like, yeah, you can change all that stuff, but you're still working on the engine that was built to create Madden. So the actual like gameplay of you actually inserting your button like inputs is going to feel the same way as Madden, and we know that like Madden has not been good.
Right. I don't know because it's like I said, it's two different teams. One team could use the full capabilities. You know what I mean? Like so Madden, they're just doing a rinse and repeat. What if this team is like, let's use the full capabilities, make it a game that people want, or they dumb it down where they're not trying to make it this ultimate experience of making it feel so real and go back to what like the arcade feel of NCAA was. Because like there'd be like games where I rush for like 1,000 yards because like you know what I mean, like it was just a fun arcade version, and I wonder like two different teams, are they going to utilize it better? And it's hard to say, especially because this isn't getting as big of a budget as Madden normally does. So I don't know, but I would hope that since it is two different teams, that it will have a big different feel to it. Where my concern is it might be just a cash grab because they're adding Ultimate Team, and I know people love Ultimate Team, but Ultimate Team is a lot of like pay to win, or you have to buy these packs and you have to do all this, and that's where I am not excited about, and like that's where I think a lot of the effort's going to go to, is that kind of thing, because that's where a lot of the effort of Madden is into, you know what I mean, like making sure people can buy these packs and things like that.
So, I mean, I don't know. I would love to see some gameplay, but I honestly just feel like as much as they want to say that they're going to make this different from Madden, that it's just going to be a reskin of Madden.
Only time will tell. Unfortunately, we don't have much to go on it right now. Like I said, they'll do a full reveal in May, so coming up, and they say that it's going to release this summer. I'm going to say maybe not, though. I feel like it might get delayed. There might be some other issues with the NCAA or things like that. I will say that it is cool. Like, they're saying they're speculated to have every single FBS like school. So that's really cool. Like, they're not going to be missing out. Like, if you want to play as Alabama, you'll be able to. Or if you want to play as Missouri State, like they'll all be in there, and so that's really cool. And a lot of schools are sharing assets to make it feel authentic. So that's a good sign that there's not schools like, nope, you're not using our players, you're not using our logos. So
I mean, from what I read, there is schools that are doing that. So what I've read is they are only contacting 118 of the 134 Division One schools. So they're already leaving a little chunk of the schools off the table. They're not even interested in having them in the game. And of those 118, uh, there are schools that have already opted out and said they don't want to be part of this game.
oh wow, okay. Well, we just read two different sources right now, so obviously it's tough because like there's there's not a lot going on this. Like what there's not a lot revealed yet, and what's going to be in the game. So yeah, obviously Dave and I read two different things. Which I could see that though. Like you're not going to pay us a bunch of money. Like we don't want this. And like I said, their budget for this game is not as high as Madden. They don't have the backing of the NFL, so they don't have the backing of NCAA. So NCAA can't say you have to do this game. You know what I mean? Like, or you get fined or things like that. So if I were a school, if you're not paying me big bucks for this, I would be the same way. Like, yeah, I don't want to be in the game. Or like, what benefit do I get in being in the game? Do we get a royalty? Like every copy you sell? Like, I know the players probably aren't going to get royalties, but what about the school? Like the school could be like, yeah, I want a royalty every time the game's sold, but I don't know. I don't know.
Same thing with the players is like right now they're working with the players union to try to get the licensing for the names. And right now, from what I've read, is that the deal on the table is still $500 per player, and the players right now are holding out on that. They believe that they should be getting more for their likeness. And like you said, this doesn't have as big a budget as Madden, so EA just might not have the money to offer them what they want. And I think we're going to see that there's going to be situations where either EA just scraps this altogether and says, we don't care, we don't want your likeness, and you just go back to this like player 23 nonsense, or like, there's going to be some players that like, my likeness is worth more than $500. So you'll get like a mix of like players that have agreed to this, like now their name is in the game, and players that haven't agreed to it, they're going to be player 13. And it's just like, I don't know, dude. There's a lot of challenges with this game already. So
Yeah. It's almost like a hodgepodge of like how this could go. For me personally, I don't care who's in the game. Like if Caleb Williams is in the game, it won't bother me one bit because I'm not going to play as Caleb Williams. I'm going to play as Adam Geiger, playing as the quarterback of this small D1 school that I want to bring into the national championship. Like that's what I want to do. I don't want to have to I don't want to play as Caleb Williams. You know what I mean? Like I don't care about like if I want to play as like a football player, like I'm gonna go play Madden because I want to play as like Justin Herbert and things like that. You know what I mean? Like so that doesn't matter to me. So if they scrap the idea of like, okay, we're just not gonna have you in the game, like these players, like that doesn't bother me, to be honest. And I know that's probably gonna make some people mad because like there are huge fans of college football that really like the players specifically, but as a personal opinion, like I'd rather just play as myself.
yeah, no, and I totally get it. I mean, there's going to be players just like you that's the experience that they want. And I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm crapping on the game. Like, I am sorry. I'm crapping on the game because I know that there's an entire college fan base that is like really excited for this. You know what I mean? But I would, as of right now, just from what I've seen and the research that I've done, it doesn't look promising. That, of course, can all change. There's plenty of time for them to change that and get the deal in place and get all of these schools lined up and show us some gameplay that is different from the Madden franchise. I mean, there's still tons of time, but just right now, my expectations of this being something that's going to be accommodating to all fans of college football are very, very low. So that's sorry, guys. Sorry,
We'll
guys.
see what happens. I think we're gonna learn so much more at the release of May, or like when they do the full reveal in May. I wonder if like I know this kind of suck for some of these lower level D1 kids, or you know what I mean. But like, I wonder if they tier it. Like, if you're a 5-star recruit, like you're Caleb Williams, you'll get like this much money, and if you're like at the bottom, like a 4th string D lineman, you'll get this amount of money. Like, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I just don't know if they have the money to do it. And I know the money seems really, really low, but I mean, you guys got to look at it. That like we said, this game doesn't have as big a budget as Madden. Obviously, a lot of that budget is going into the development so much they can't spend a ton of money on the likenesses. And they've reached out to 118 teams. I mean, that Madden has 32 teams with 54 players on it, and that is a lot of likenesses. You know what I mean? And then you need to like look at that as like if even 100 teams say yes that they want to do this, you're looking at the likenesses of 3 times as many people as in Madden. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, it's not financially worth it for EA to do that. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's a sticky situation. It really is a sticky situation. I would love to see them just figure out something that's going to work amazing for everybody and everybody's happy and we get an amazing game. But my expectations are low.
We'll see. Time will tell. Like I said, once May comes around and some demos and they finally reveal on what they're going to do for these players. But until then, that's our initial thoughts. No thumbs up or thumbs down from me yet. We'll see when more things are revealed. However, Dave, let's move on to guess the Heisman winners of the last 10 years. Can you do it?
I probably can't.
Okay. So, guess the top 10, or no, guess the last 10 Heisman winners. There, that's what I want.
What are we doing here? Are we going by year? Are you going to give me like...
Year. No, yeah, 2023. Or you just start rambling them off the last 10, and I'll tell you if you got it right or not. I'm not going to give you the year.
Do I have to be in order?
Nope.
Okay. Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams.
Yep, 2023, 2022.
Lamar Jackson.
That would be 2016.
Joe Burrow.
2019.
Kyler Murray won it once.
2018.
Oh, Devonta Smith, the wide receiver. Wide
2020.
receiver. That was a
Yep,
weird
yep.
one. What did I get? 6?
You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep.
Oh, the Derrick Henry.
Yep. 2020 or 2015.
I'm blanking. Oh, Marcus Mariota.
Yep. 2014.
Did I say Baker Mayfield?
You did just now.
Baker Mayfield? Oh my
Yep.
God. I got
2017. One more. You want a hint?
Give me a hint.
A short quarterback.
Short quarterback.
Yeah.
How old?
2021.
2021?
Yep.
Short quarterback.
Let me know if you want another hint. The next hint, we'll give it to you.
Give me a hint.
The Panthers.
Oh, Bryce Young.
Yep. 2021. Bryce Young. You got 9 out of 10. I'm impressed. Good job.
How did I forget Bryce Young? I don't know,
but you did pretty good. 9 out of 10 is not too bad.
Let's go, baby. My gambling, my love of gambling and fantasy football. Props to that for making me not look stupid.
You did great, man. That was awesome. But moving on.
All right, moving
2
on
bits for EA college football.
What was that?
I said we have 2 bits for EA college
2
football.
bits, yes, because even though that this game might let us down just a little bit, there's a couple things that will never let us down, and one of those is a great football movie. Great football movies, right?
Football movies.
Yeah, so we are doing a draft of the greatest football movies of all time.
Flip that coin.
If I don't get my first pick, I'm going to be very salty. Go ahead.
Yes. I don't know if this is going to be your number 1, but my number 1 pick of the football draft is Waterboy.
Let's go.
It wasn't your number 1, was it?
It was not my
I love that movie.
That was my clear number 2, though. That was my clear number 2.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great pick. Okay, guys, with my very first pick, gonna throw a little shout out to my baby bro Pete. Baby bro Pete, love you very much, buddy. And you know that there is only one movie that could take the number 1 spot on this list, and we, of course, are going to go with The Little Giants.
Ooh, that's a good one. That was low on my list, but I'm glad it made the cut.
I love The Little Giants. Such a great movie.
That is a good one. Okay. My second pick is another Adam Sandler movie, and that is The Longest Yard.
That
my
was
second
number
pick.
3 on my list.
Granted, I love both of them for different reasons. Like, I like the old one, I like the Adam Sandler version, so I'm putting them together if I can.
That was number 3 on my list. That's a great pick. Okay.
Cool.
All right. Well, since Adam took the 2 good Adam Sandler movies, I am gonna go elsewhere. And next up on my list, I am going to go with a little Jamie Foxx, Al Pacino, Any Given Sunday.
That's a good one. That's
Love
a
that
great
movie.
one. That is a great one. Okay. My third pick, we talked about him earlier in Moana, but my third pick is Gridiron Gang.
That's a
It's
good
kind
one
of like
too.
The Longest Yard. That's
Kinda?
kind of like a Longest Yard. Yeah, I didn't think about it that way, but yeah, I love that movie with The Rock. Like, I felt like it showed a lot of like a struggle for these kids and things like that, but finding a getaway and some sad moments in that movie, but a good movie.
It's a great pick. It's a great pick. Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, with my third overall pick, I'm going to go just way back in time with a little Cuba Gooding Jr. There's only one place that we can go from here, and that is a little Jerry Maguire. Show me the money, Jerry.
Good one. I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Jerry Maguire
I haven't seen it.
with
I'm
Tom
sorry.
Cruise?
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
You had me at hello, Adam.
Oh, dang it. Dang it. Okay. My fourth pick, I'm going goofy again, and that is The Replacements.
Dang it. I should have taken that next.
I love The Replacements. That was such a funny, good football movie.
I love Keanu Reeves so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, it was
I'm
so good.
so sad when they like move his car in the parking lot and they all
Yeah.
just flip it.
Yeah, it's so good. It's such a funny one.
I love that dude that's the kicker too, that
Yeah.
he's like he's
Yeah.
like drinking and smoking cigarettes this
Yeah.
whole time, and then they need him to
Yeah.
kick. Yeah, that's a great one. That's a
I
great
love
one.
that
Okay, guys, with my 4th overall pick, I am going to go with the one and only Mr. Varsity Blues.
Boom.
I love
There it
Varsity
is.
Blues.
That's a good one.
That's a
one.
good. That's a good movie too.
Okay, my final pick, I could go a couple different ways, but my final pick is going to be Remember the Titans.
That's a great movie too.
Mhm,
Denzel.
mhm.
Denzel's a beast.
Yeah, I love that movie.
That's a great movie.
Oh,
Okay,
the scene where he crawls all across the field with the dude on his back. Oh my goodness.
that's a great movie.
Oh wait, that's a different movie. Is that? No, that's Facing the Giants. Is that the other one? Am I thinking of 2 different movies?
I think it might be. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Remember
two
the
different movies.
Titans. Remember the Titans is Denzel.
Yeah, okay, I got it messed up.
That's all right. It's still a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep it. Keep it on the
No,
list.
no. I know which one that is. This is isn't Facing the Giants though? That's the one where like the coach is screaming in his ear as he's crawling across the field.
Where he's like, keep going. He only wants him to
Yeah.
go 10 yards, and he
Yeah.
crawls like 90 to the end zone.
Yeah, that's Facing the Giants, right?
Is that? I don't know. I've seen that clip. People use that clip all the time.
Yeah. Okay, it definitely is Facing the Giants.
Facing the
but
Giants,
Remember
okay.
the Titans is a great one too. Like
Yeah,
they're both really good. I love both of them, but I kind of mixed that scene into it. I haven't seen them in a long time, but both
Great movie.
great movies. Yeah.
Yeah, great movies. Okay, and last up on the list, there's only one place to go. We could not do a draft of the greatest football movies of all time and not put this movie on the list. And we are, of course, talking about Rudy.
Yep, that was my number 10.
This one's for you.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I love that movie. We're gonna get a lot of slack in these comments for some of the movies that we did not put in our top 5 and top 10. I mean, so some honorable mentions here: Friday Night Lights.
That was my honorable mention.
We Are Marshall. Great movie.
Great movie.
Great movie. You said Little Giants. Invincible was another really good one.
Little Mark
with
Wahlberg
Mark-
action.
Yep. And then to finish it off, The Blind Side.
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
know. I feel like The Blind Side probably should have been on the list, but
Yeah.
it just not
I
top
think-
top 10. I don't know, top 10.
Yeah. It's hard to say now, especially when Michael Orr's come back and said, like, it's not as glorious as it seemed to be back in
Yeah.
the day. So, like,
Yeah.
it kind of tainted it for me a little bit, but it was still a good movie.
It was still a good movie.
Yeah.
I got a little
all
bit
right.
of a crush on Sandra Bullock, so I'll watch it.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Great draft, though. Let us know in the comments what your favorite movies are, football movies are. Not, I mean, if you want to let us know your favorite movies in general, do it, but football specifically. Moving on to our last topic of the night, game of the night, No Rest for the Wicked, and it's by Moon Studios with no release date.
Adam, are you excited for this game?
Do you want my honest opinion, Dave?
Yes.
I think you may have finally done it. I think so. I do have some thoughts about it that I am concerned about, but other than that, Dave, you might have done it. You might have found a Souls-like action precision RPG game that has my interest. Like, actually got it.
Mark today on the calendars, boys. Mark today on the calendars, boys. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, let's pull up the trailer because I am super excited about this one. Okay, like Adam said, this is No Rest for the Wicked. This is by Moon Studios, and if you don't know anything about Moon Studios, they are responsible for 2 absolute gems, Ori and the Blind Forest, and the follow-up to that, which was Ori and the Will of the Wisps. And both of those games are absolutely incredible. And if you've not played those games before, I implore you to please go try them out because they're absolutely amazing. They're a lot like Hollow Knight, but they're very aesthetically pleasing to look at, and the brightness and the graphics and all that stuff are just absolutely insane. So the thing with Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and if you played through that game, you know that the story has kind of wrapped up. They've talked about everything that they can do in that series. So this is going to be um, a brand new series from Moon Studios. And if you're just listening on the Spotify, what we're looking at right now is there's this scene right now that's going to kind of set the. I wish I had a better word,
The
but
story. Kind of
yeah,
set the story, set the scene a little bit.
yeah, it's going to set the scene. So what we're seeing is that the current king, unfortunately, is going to pass away, and that means that that he needs to leave the throne to his heir. And the thing about this is not like an incredible story. You know what I mean? Like it's definitely a story that's been told before. But the population of the town is not super excited about the heir taking over. There's a lot of concerns and stuff like that. And it just so happens that once the heir takes over, at the exact same time, this city is kind of hit with this plague, and the plague affects all forms of life, from like plant life to wildlife to human beings, and it basically turns them into these monsters. And that's going to be the setup for this game. There's going to be this internal struggle of the population of just not being happy with the new king, and then also dealing with this like plague at the same time. And I think it's gonna be really good, dude. I think it's gonna be really good.
Yeah, and so with that plague, it's called the pestilence. Pestilence, I think, is what the name of the plague is.
Yeah.
Like Dave said, it's an unholy plague, is what they call it.
Yes.
And you're gonna play as a member, or is it serum? Is that how you say that word? Serum?
Are you talking about like the
Like
like
your
your-
playable character. You're gonna
Yeah.
play as a serum, a
a
member
Saren,
of a.
I believe it is a
Oh,
Saren.
I typed an M. I'm stupid.
It's fine, bud.
But
It's fine.
anyways, you're gonna play as a Saren, a member of a group of mystical holy warriors, sworn to defeat the plague at all costs. That's gonna be your character.
So I think what we're gonna see here is like obviously like we talked about, there's going to be different kind of groups here that start to form, right? And this is going to start with the death of the king and the transfer of the crown to the next heir. Magnus is his name. Yes. So you're going to see that there is this divide in the population of people that are not happy about this new king taking over, people that are happy about this king taking over, and then mix in that with this plague that is now taking over. And I think it's going to be the fuel that kind of decides which side people are on, whether they're for the king, like pro king or anti king, based on like, okay, we've got this new heir, there's a plague that's happening, how is he going to handle the situation? And then people kind of diverse themselves into specific sides based on that. But yeah, like Adam said, you are going to be a holy warrior, and you are tasked with stopping the plague at all costs. And I think it just looks really, really cool. I'm super, super excited for it. It looks really, really great. If you guys are just listening on the Spotify, it's another game. I implore you to check out the trailer, because the trailer is just absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. So, like Dave said, the word they use to describe their world is it's painterly. It has like this almost like painty feel to it.
Yeah, like a painting come to life.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
it looks really cool. And I think why I'm super excited about it is the camera angle. Like I love games that kind of play like it's not top down, but it's not right behind them in a third person. I think that's why I really liked it, and just the way the character design is, the world design, and I think that's really cool. Like, and the story, yeah, you said it's nothing groundbreaking, but just the way it's playing throughout the trailer, that's where I was excited. And then I watched some of the gameplay, and I was like, huh, I like the way this one's moving. I like the way the view is, the aesthetic of the game, the atmosphere of the game is really cool. And I know it's very similar to a lot of some Souls likes in terms of like the gameplay mechanics and things like that. Like it's got the precision combat, which a lot of these games have. But kind of going into that a little bit, it like I said, it's supposed to challenge players in terms like it will require strategy and things like that. They promised that each weapon will have its own weight and like move sets to it and speed. So that's really cool. And then like all the other games, like you'll get to build your character as like you want to play, if that makes sense. Now here's a question. They say like a lot, like the developers come out and say they're going to revolutionize the genre. Like, what do you think is revolutionary about this game that they're making that claim?
You know what, dude? Like, I'll be honest. I don't see a lot of revolutionizing. If we're gonna be 100% honest, I know that they made those claims, and I really looked through it, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what's so revolutionary about it, but it also just looks like a good standalone title. Like, it doesn't have to be revolutionary. Like, I feel like they almost shouldn't make that claim.
Yeah, and I think that claim's gonna hurt them. To be honest, I think if they would have said, "Hey, we're making a precision action RPG," another like they don't have to say another one, but we're making our version, like, and not gonna say like revolutionize it because like when game developers say that kind of stuff, and then the game's released, they're like, I mean, what was so special? Like, what made it so great? You know what I mean? Like, I think they kind of shot themselves in the foot with saying that. Not to say the game's gonna be bad, but I think it's gonna have like this like behind like I don't know what the word is like underlying like thought like, oh, we said it was gonna be revolutionizing, and then like fans are like, it was just a good game. It wasn't amazing. It didn't change how I feel about action RPGs, and that's kind of where I was going. Like, I don't think it has that capability. Yes, the game looks really cool and it's got my interest, unlike a lot of these kinds of games. But for me, I think what's really cool is just the view. Like, I think the view and the aesthetics of the game is really cool to me, and that's why I'm excited about it.
If you guys haven't seen any of the gameplay or anything like that, what Adam's talking about is it almost has that like quarter top down view, a lot like Diablo, where it's like it's a very, very cool camera angle, and I like it too. And I like it a lot for combat because I think it allows you to like you said, this is much more of a deliberate kind of strategic precision combat style. And I think having that angle and that wider field of view really allows you to like pre-plan your next move. So I think it's great for combat. But yeah, dude, I agree with you. Like, I don't think that they necessarily should have said, this is like groundbreaking, like, you know what I mean? Like, they shouldn't have used those words. But I do think that there's a couple things in here that are not pretty typical of Souls like. So I mean, it could actually be revolutionizing, but again, I do digress. I don't want them to use those words, but when we talk about Souls, like there's a lot of customization. There's a lot of customization in the weapons and your armor set and your character in itself. But the one thing that's really kind of lacking on Souls likes is customization of like your habitat. And I think that's one thing that they did really kind of introduce, and that's maybe what they're talking about. Is that you are going to have various locations to travel to, but you're going to have a home base, your hub. And the town is called Sacrament. And within the town of Sacrament, you can buy property and you can customize that house. You can do a lot of things on your property. Like you can fish, you can farm, you can cook, you can craft spells. You can do a lot of stuff. So like that aspect of an RPG is usually not typical of Souls likes. That's usually something that they kind of leave out. So my thought is maybe that's what they're talking about, is kind of revolutionizing the genre of giving us a Souls like that incorporates a few more of the RPG elements that people kind of enjoy.
Okay, that makes sense then. But like you said, it's not truly revolutionizing. It's just adding another aspect to the game that people will enjoy. That makes sense. That makes sense. Another thing with it is like they're gonna have online multiplayer. I know you're not a huge multiplayer person, but for those that are, you can play up to 3 friends. And the way I think it's kind of cool is you can either play with your friend throughout the mission, or your friends can like join in your world and go do their own thing, which I think is really cool. Because I know isn't like is it Dark Souls or Elden Ring? They can join your game to help you and then they leave kind of situation.
Yeah. Yeah, so traditional Souls likes, I mean, we talked about this is like you can summon people into your world and you can either PvP in which you go one on one and fight them, or you summon them in to help you fight like a boss battle. But once that action is done, the player is evacuated from your world. So this is much different.
Yeah, and I think that's cool. They tried that in Atlas Fallen, and I thought that was really cool. To be able to play with friends like the whole time. But yeah, so I mean, Dave, I think you did it. I think this is one that I'm going to try with more optimism than some of the other ones I've tried because I really like the feel of this one more so than some of the others. Like, yes, it still looks like it plays that way. But just the aesthetic wise of it is really got me excited. And that's why I think this is going to be it. And I don't know if Ori was ever like full retail game, but I don't think this game's going to be a $70 game.
I don't think it's going to be a full $70 game either. Or when Ori came out, I don't believe it was full retail price. I believe it was probably around the 30. I forget what I paid for it, but probably around 39 bucks.
Right now on Steam, it's $30, and that's the one that was released in 2020. And it doesn't say it's on sale at any point. So I'm thinking that that's probably right around that kind of price point. I could be wrong though, but this isn't a game that I'm gonna buy at $70. But if it's $30, I'm picking it up. And there's like no like ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like I'm definitely gonna pick it up if it's that. And if not, I'll just wait till it goes on sale. But Dave, you did it. You have me like putting this game on my wish list. So
let's go. Yeah, guys, I'm super excited about this one. I'm glad Adam's excited about it too. Again, the story's nothing, to write home about, but I do think they're gonna have some amazing lore. I implore you that if you are just listening, please go check out the trailer because I think you guys are gonna absolutely love the game aesthetic. Like we said, it's a painting come to life, and you can really see that in that bright, vibrant, just kind of color scheme is great. I trust Moon Studios a lot. Like I said, I love Ori. I think the gameplay mechanics in Ori are really, really great, and I think they're going to transfer over those great gameplay mechanics to this one too. And yeah, I'm super excited about it. I can't wait to see more from it. It should be so sweet.
thumbs up from Adam.
Thumbs up from Dave. Let's go. Let's go.
Perfect. So
Okay.
Dave, this game has. Oh wait, you have your secret game. Are you gonna make me do the secret game now or after the draft?
We'll do the secret game last.
Okay. So this game has a king that they were proud of, and it turned into a king that they're not so proud of. With that, I want to do a draft of the best fictional kings ever. Flip the coin.
Let's go.
Dang it.
I finally
Dang it.
I got my
Crap.
first one.
No.
I got my first one. Adam's just so mad right now. Okay.
I don't know.
Ladies and
We'll see.
gentlemen, with the very first pick in the best Kings draft of all time, there is only one place to go, and that, of course, is the King of Wakanda, the Black Panther.
Wow. You didn't take it.
You didn't take it.
What?
You didn't take it.
That's not your first pick?
No, I'm like, it was not my first pick. So
Who's
my
better than the
first
Black
pick-
Panther?
You'll see. You're gonna be like, dang it. My first pick is King Kong.
Really?
He's got the name King. So boom, Dave.
I thought that one
Would you-
was I thought that one was safe. I put King Kong as number 5. I thought you were gonna take him,
No, King Kong is awesome.
bruh.
I
Bruh.
knew it.
I am so
Or
salty.
I didn't know it. I thought you were gonna take King Kong as number 1.
I am so salty right now.
That's so funny,
I am
yeah.
so salty.
Now I know the rest of my list is safe, to be
Oh
honest.
my god, I'm so salty right now. Okay.
T'Challa is on my list, but he was not number 1.
All right. Well, I'm so mad right now. Okay, T-Swift it, Dave. T-Swift it. Shake it off.
Check it out.
Shake it off. Okay. Guys, with my second pick, I am going to go to the DC realm side of things. And if I have the Black Panther, the King of Wakanda, then I also have to have Aquaman, the King of Atlantis.
Boom. Not on
Boom.
my list, Dave.
Twofer. I got a twofer.
Look at that. Your list might be safe. My list might be safe. Okay. my second pick is a movie that we just talked about not too long ago, and that is Mufasa as my second pick.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
I just didn't take him because I get sad when he dies.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah,
true. A
that's
lot of
sad.
sad movies we brought up.
I know.
Or sad aspects of
This
movies.
has been a roller coaster episode of
Yeah,
highs and
yeah.
lows, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, with my very next pick, we are going to have to clear this with Adam. But I just want to. An emperor is a king, right?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Cool with that?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Okay. All right. Number 3, we are going to go with the most evil, badass, dark side dude ever. And we are going to go with the one and only Mr. Emperor Palpatine.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's it. All powerful, bro.
All powerful.
And he was the
Okay.
king of 1.5 million planets in the galactic universe.
That's a great.
That is a
pick.
king
That's great
amongst
pick.
kings.
That is the king of kings. That's why he's an emperor.
Yeah.
Okay. My third pick is. Oh wait, hold on. My third pick is the Burger King.
Get out of here. He did not. He did not just take the Burger King.
I took the Burger King.
Dude, he did it. He did it. Okay. All right. All right. I love it. I love it. Okay. Well, I am not gonna take the Burger King. But that's a fantastic pick. But my very next pick, I'm going to go with the one and only Mr. King Leonidas from 300. This is Sparta. Dun, 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 dun. You know?
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's
That
a
is
good one. Yeah,
that was
that's-
going to be on my list.
Let's go.
Okay. My fourth pick is King Julian from Madagascar.
That's a good pick too.
Yeah, sleeper pick. You
That's-
know,
that's-
you don't
that's-
ever think about him, but I like to move it, move it. You like to move it.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Guys, to round off the draft, I'm going to take one that I knew was safe because Adam hates this franchise and I love bringing that up. But we are going to go with the one and only Aragorn from Lord of the Rings.
Wow, I'm so sad. That's funny.
Do you see how I just love like bringing up that you hate
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings in every episode that I can?
And you think I hate it that much, but I do. But it doesn't hurt my feelings every time you bring it up. Okay. My fifth pick, since you took you took the guy from Lord of the Rings, I don't know his name. Aragon? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Aragon. Okay. I'm doing. My fifth pick is Odin,
Little King of Asgard. Love it.
King of Asgard.
Yep.
Yep, that was my final pick. There's something cool about him. That's why I named my dog after him.
That's a good pick. Not gonna lie.
yeah,
No, that's a great pick. All right. Yeah, and a special shout out. We got 2 shout outs here. Number 1 is Aslan, the Lion King from Lion Witch in the Wardrobe, who I absolutely love. And number 2 on my my honorable mentions is probably going to be a controversial pick, but I'm going to go with King Joffrey from Game of Thrones. And I know that a lot of people hate this character, and I want to just throw out there that I think you are supposed to hate this character. So I think he did an excellent job at portraying a king that you are supposed to hate. So I just think he did a really great job.
Okay, my honorable mentions here is Lucifer from like the Lucifer TV show on
Yep.
Netflix.
Yep, that's a good one.
I like that actor too. I don't know his name, but the King of Hell. So,
Yeah.
and then King Louis.
Oh, that's a good one.
We're gonna get some slack not being in the short,
I
but
forgot
King
about-
Louis is so cool.
I forgot about King Louis.
Yep, from Jungle Book.
I want to be a big old man cub.
Yeah, right.
Dang. I cannot
Great
believe that
picks.
was on there. Those great picks. Great picks. Okay. Guys, we have a very special last minute edition. And I am super excited for this. Adam, I have one question for you. We were talking about No Rest for the Wicked. No Rest for the Wicked, Ori and the Blind Forest, Ori and the Will of the Wisp. Would you say that
Yep.
those titles are kind of weird, a little unique?
Sure.
Yeah. So, I thought that would be a funny idea because since a lot of these game titles are very strange and very kind of quirky and unique, I would love to do a little game where I read you a name of a game and you tell me whether that's a real game or something that I made up.
Okay. Real or fake? I like it.
Real or fake of video games. Are these real games or did I make these names up? Number 1.
Okay.
Attack of the Mutant Camels.
That's so weird. Like, I'm trying to figure out how you did this. Is it so weird that you made it up, or is it so weird that somebody made it? I know that's like the whole premise of this game. I'm gonna say that's a real game.
That is indeed a real game. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great. Attack of the Mutant Camels is a real game from the Atari in 1983.
Okay.
You're off to a great start. Okay. Number 2, Disco Dinosaurs, Jurassic Groove.
See, this is another one that I think that. You know what? No, this one's fake.
Let's go. You got
this
it.
one's fake.
Let's go.
There's too many D's in there.
Did you think I made it too catchy?
Yeah.
I made it too
Yep.
catchy, didn't I? Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I mean, you're 2 for 2. Let's go, buddy.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go. Okay.
How many do we have going?
We have 10.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, 10. Okay. Number 3, Fart Hotel.
That's real.
That is indeed a real game.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
a real game, Fart Hotel.
That's interesting. That's such a funny game.
That's a very interesting game. Side note, that is made by the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Very weird. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 4 on the list, Buck Bumble.
Buck Bumble. I'm gonna say that's a real game.
That is indeed a real game, dude. You're crushing
What is it about?
Buck Bumble, you are a superhero bee. That's a game that came out for the N64 in 1998.
That's crazy. Yeah, nope, not a game I would have played. But
That is crazy. Okay, number 5, Toilet Troubles, the Sewer Saga.
that's a real game.
That
Gotta be.
is not a real
Dang
game.
it.
That is not a real
Dang
game.
it. I
I
thought
made
that
that
was
up.
too weird that I thought that was too weird that you made up that. So dang, got me there.
I mean, you started off strong, man. 4 out of
Yeah,
5.
yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, next up on the list, Ninja Hamster.
That's real.
That's a real game. Yeah, that's a real
Yep.
game. That was the Commodore 64 in 1987.
Cool.
Number 7, Robo Rat Rampage.
That's fake.
It's a fake game. I made that up.
Yeah.
It's
There's
too many R's.
R's.
It's too many
Yeah,
R's.
too many R's.
Damn. Dang it. Okay. Number 8, Princess Tomato in the Salad Kingdom.
You know, I feel like I've seen that as a game. But since I think that, I'm gonna say it's a real game.
That is indeed a real game. Yeah,
Yeah.
that came out on the NES in 1988.
I feel like I've seen that one, to be honest.
You are crushing this. You are
Yeah,
crushing
yeah.
this. Okay. Number 9 on the list, Seaman.
Just C-Man, like
Yep. Seaman.
SEMAN or like SEAMAN.
SEAMAN.
It's fake.
That is a real game.
Ah,
That is a real
Dang.
game that came out for the Dreamcast in 1999. Seaman.
gotcha.
That's a
Okay.
great. That's a great game. That's a
That
great
one
game.
got me.
Okay, last on the list, number 10, Squirrel Squad, Nutty Warfare.
Squirrel Squad, Nutty Warfare. There's a lot of. It's kind of like another one that has been mentioned that was a fake game. Fake game.
That is indeed a
Is
fake
it?
game. That is indeed a
Yeah.
fake game. Adam goes 8 out of 10.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
That's not too bad at all. That's not too bad.
Oh.
Well done. Well done, sir.
Yeah.
Well done, sir. I gotta
Hey, you
work
got
on
9 out of 10 on your Heisman draft, and I got 8 out of 10. So that was pretty good. We're going to college with those grades.
I gotta work on my fake titles.
You did. You did. There was a couple. You got me on a couple.
I did get you.
There's ones I thought were fake but were real.
Yeah, I got you on a couple, but you got 8 out of 10. So
Gotcha.
I'm
gotcha.
gonna
Well,
work on that for next time. But yeah, great
Woo.
episode, dude. Great episode.
Yeah, I like that one. That was a fun episode. Really good stuff. Yeah, a great episode.
Great
keep saying that.
episode.
Great episode.
Real quick, just want to thank you guys. We are coming up to a very, very monumental milestone for the Let's Talk Nerdy podcast. So I do just want to throw out there Just one huge, incredible thank you guys for all the love and support. You guys are absolutely incredible, and we could not have done any of this without you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you guys very, very much. Adam, what you got for him?
Great episode. I'm just kidding. If you're not following us on all social media platforms, make sure to do so. Let's Talk Nerdy Podcast. And if you like the episodes, make sure to tippity tap the like button and subscribe to keep up on all of our content because it's been fun to make. Yeah. I'm like a goofball tonight.
Adam's getting sleepy. Yeah. We gotta get out of here. Okay, guys, I love you guys very, very much. One last time, if you guys could actually, if you guys do like the episodes and you could hit the like button, that would really, really help us out. Those likes help more than you could possibly imagine. So give it a tippity tap if you absolutely could. We would really appreciate it. Love you guys very, very much, and we will see y'all on the next one.
Peace out, nerds.
Bro, that sour ball was disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet it was.